Hello, everyone. I mean, random
I
stranger. Sorry, I meant to say that. Whatever. We've got a game OST today, courtesy
Suggested
of
by
Tommy, none other than Tommy.
our mod.
Yes, mods get special privileges, but this one was suggested ages ago when I first set
Mm,
up my coffee. So thank you, Tommy. And thank you, Red, too, who
yeah,
helped with the
playlist.
playlist that we're going to go through.
Mm.
So what are we doing? Are we going through the entire FTL OST?
We're going to go through the entire OST. Tommy
Nice.
and Red has provided some extra information, so some of the tracks I might just like sprinkle some of the information in. But otherwise, I don't
Ew.
know anything about this game. Do you know anything about this game?
I do not know anything about this game other than it's space related
Space.
or in
Yes.
space, even.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Shall we just get started?
Okay. Yeah, let's just jump right into it.
First one is called Space Cruise. And I think it's a like it says title, so I'm assuming it's like the menu track.
Oof, it's got those little distortions, the ends of those chords. Ugh. That's cool. Very echoey arpeggios too. Oh, it's kind of reminding of like, I don't know, those crunchy spacecraft mechanical sounds.
Hmm. Or is it the sound of your spaceship malfunctioning? Like, psh, like
Nah, it's
the
too
sparkle.
chill. This track is way too chill for like a serious malfunction. Uh, yeah, the echoes on those chords definitely give a sense of wide open space.
Hmm.
Ooh, is a bit of like counter melody going on. Yeah, I did like how those two melody crossed over each other.
It's so tranquil.
I know. I mean, space can be tranquil. It's not all space battles and hostile alien civilizations. Oh, that ping. It's kind of like radio
That's
transmissions.
wait. There was
No?
one sound that sounded like an explosion.
Oh.
Like just a bit before, it was like there.
It's okay. It's not us. Someone else in the distance. Many, many light years away. Nice. Definitely in the mood now for like space travel.
Mm.
Yay!
Nice.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. It was really, really chill. Like, I can just have this playing in the background while I work.
I was surprisingly chill. I don't know what I expected, like, space battle, like
Like,
explosions
intense.
everywhere. Like, well, you did pick up an explosion, potential explosion.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
but no, it was great. I like with soundtracks about space, I did go into it expecting mostly electronic and synthesized sounds, which we got because, when our brains hear them, we just kind of immediately picture this very otherworldly atmosphere, which is cool.
Mm,
So I'll say it's so minimalist, like
mm.
they have synthesized melodies, but they're
Yep.
also kind of really soft and simple and sort of high pitched and tranquil. I
Mm,
think the simplicity of the melodies against the backdrop of sort of those echoey, oscillating chords and the occasional like beeps and boops. It was tranquil, but it was also kind of like very vulnerable. I don't know. That's the sense that I
mm.
got. I don't know if you got that,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
I thought it set the scene really well because, in the vast, unforgiving expanse of space, the thing
Yep.
that really comes to the fore is human vulnerability. Like, what can
Mm.
we do against this vast space? It was vulnerable, but also very contemplative, which I really liked.
Yeah.
There's one part that I want to go back to where I
Yeah.
thought the chords are really interesting. Yeah, it's this chord progression that keeps getting repeated over and again.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. Okay, I think I have it in my head.
Mm.
So it's the what's root chord? E flat minor, and then an inversion of E flat minor. So the second inversion of E flat minor, and then just steps down. D flat minor in second inversion, E major in second inversion. So it's root, second inversion, second inversion, second inversion. That's why I
Mhm.
liked it, I think. It's just like a succession of second inversions chords. So second inversion chords are when you I'll do E flat minor. When you play a chord in root position and then you take the top note of the chord and you
Mm.
put it down on the bottom of the chord. So really it's the same chord, but it has a different sort of vibe. Like
Okay.
second inversion chords, they sort of weaken the bass foundation because it's like the top note became the bottom note. And
Mm.
it gives you this sense of almost like you're not really anchored to something solid. Or like in
Okay.
space, I guess it's like you'd be experiencing zero G. So you, with a succession of second inversion chords like that, it's kind of like you still get a continuous sense of movement but
Mm.
without any solid grounding. And I was like, that's really cool because that's contributes well, to the track's sense of it kind of felt kind of weightless. I don't know if you got that feeling,
Yeah.
like it's like floating around in space,
Yeah.
which we
It's
are.
very floaty. Yeah.
That was
Mm.
cool. You know what? I was expecting just way more ambient sounds and way less melodic or chordal structures, which is fine for space because that's kind of what you expect. Either that or they usually go the other way around, which is like a really epic orchestral, like Star Wars type of
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah. No, I get
But
it.
this is sort of a nice, yeah, this is really interesting. One more thing.
Mm.
Where did the quiet part start? There's this loud part here.
Yep.
I liked when everything kind of cut out.
Mm.
There's
And
some
it's
like
just like
interesting
long
sound
drawn out
effects.
synths.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved how the moment it cuts out is sort of like the more mechanical sounds. They kind of just put it out. And it
Mm.
reminded me of those moments where the boosters on the spaceships just kind of stop firing, and suddenly
Uh.
there's no thrust and you're
Yep.
just kind of, it's silence and you're just
Yep.
floating there. Yeah, that was really
Mm.
cool.
Yep.
Because I have watched a few sci-fi, like space-based sci-fi shows. The Expanse being one of
Uh.
them. I think The Expanse was really famed for showing space travel kind of in a more realistic way. So I'm based all of my knowledge of space travel and spaceships and stuff is based on The Expanse. Wow, and that's just all from just the title track. That's awesome.
That's just, yeah. All right, shall we move on to the second track?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tommy has mentioned that the music crossfades between explore and battle. So sometimes you'll hear, like, I'm assuming because I haven't heard them, similar tracks but for like different situations. So it might be like vibe will be different. Next one is called
that'd be interesting.
Milky Way Explore.
It's a very different synth.
I do love how they play with like the volume, so it feels like the distance feels different.
Yeah.
And like, because the timbre of that sound feels different as well when it's closer, like the vibration, whereas distant feels like muted.
Yeah. No, good point. I guess you do have to use those kinds of tricks if you want to create an immersive experience through the music. Yeah. Ooh, that's another one. That's kind of playing the same melody, but not quite. And there's another one. Ooh, yeah, it is nice how they just progressively layer different instruments and sounds that are playing just slightly different variations of the same arpeggios.
Like, they give you enough time to get used to it, and then they introduce like a new one, so it's not like all in your face.
It's very Bach-like, almost fugal. Might cut out here. Oh. I mean, the bass chordal progression is so simple, but what's going on top of it is really, it's quite complicated.
What makes it complicated?
I mean, this one's interesting. If I can figure out the chords that are in there, just go to, I think it just basically repeats throughout the entire thing. Okay, I've got it. The bass chord progression is like the E minor in root, D major in root. So it's the 1, 7, but then we get the second inversion chords coming again. So second inversion of the E minor and second inversion of the 7 chords, so the D major. Very similar to the first track, there's just minimal bass movement because it's like dun, 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 and then just repeats over and over again. But that doesn't mean that there isn't movement and tension. It's just that the movement lies in the melody. That's just like moving on top of those chords. But what was really cool is that the tension was also created by those layered arpeggios. So if we go back to when it actually starts layering. Yeah, they're building sort of this sonic density, I guess, by gradually overlapping different voices with these very slight pitch differences between them. So every time a new instrument is laid on like that, the different timbres interact to create a more complex blanket of sound. And also because each instrument is playing a slightly different arpeggio. Like some of them are doing 8th notes, some of them are doing 16th notes. You get these like rhythmic alignments and misalignments that also generate tension. But they're kind of weaving in and out of each other, which is really cool. Yeah, I really like that. It's a really good reminder that composers have different tools at their disposal to create tension. Like it's not always the chord progression that has to do the heavy lifting when it comes to building tension. And I think building tension in those other ways, like contrast and timbre or layering arpeggios, or, you know, just playing with the dynamics, it really kind of fits with the space theme because it mimics how there are these, I don't know, it's like the changes are almost like they're imperceptible, or they're just, they feel very similar, but they're not. So it's kind of like how in space, it's like these huge bodies, solar body, or what do you call them? Planets, planetary motions. It's like at a distance, they don't really seem to move much. You know, the stars are so far away, they don't really seem to move. But actually, there's a lot of movement in space, a lot of change. It's just like imperceptible.
We're only on track 2.
I know. Oh my god, this is gonna take 5 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna have like a 5-part series for FTL or something.
I'm sorry. Maybe it will go faster because I'm just kind of getting the soundscape. Like it's just maybe I'll get more used to it.
It will just be every soundtrack will be very intense and very interesting, and we'll just have a 5-part series.
Oh no, I'm torn. I do want that, but also my brain will die. That's okay.
Okay, we'll move on. The next one is the battle version of MilkyWay, so we'll see what it sounds like.
Oh, it is the same, like almost the same.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I assumed.
Yeah. Oh, here we go with the kick drum. That's how we know we're gearing up for a fight.
Has more melody to it though.
Oh, and there's the bass that's been missing. What is it? Yeah, but the layered arpeggio is still there. Yeah. I did expect percussion to sort of do, again, the heavy lifting in terms of giving a sense of conflict. Maybe they'll use strings too. Strings never appears in space soundtracks, except... I did like that. I really liked that twangy, whatever that is. Whoa! Is it just me, or is that synth way more in your face compared to the Explore track? Just kind of came in and punched us in the face.
Or maybe the enemy is like in your face right now.
Ooh, creepy sound at the end. Oh, are they exactly the same length as well?
Let me go back. Maybe. Yeah,
So they're
240.
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
that's
length.
so cool. So you can literally go to the same exact part to kind of compare.
Oh,
yeah,
I was
you go.
gonna comment that I wonder if it's similar to Nier Automata, where you like transition into battle. So it's like I don't know about the gameplay, but I know Nier Automata is kind of like you'll have the, ambiance kind of soundtrack, and then when you enter battle, it just like slides into the battle music. And I wonder if it does that in FTL.
I mean, it's cool either way because you can, if I may. I wanted to
Mm,
check out that synth part where I was like,
mm.
wait, that sounds
In which one?
different. I mean, of
Explore or
course, other
battle?
than like the presence of that, in the battle track, there was the
Okay.
addition or the more prominence of the octave bass and that kick drum. So it was towards the end, I think.
Twangy.
That synth. Bum, bum, bum.
Mm.
I was like, was that there in the explore track, just kind of tucked away, or was it not there at all?
I don't remember. Do we need to go back and listen?
Yeah. Around about here? No, it's not there. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
it's not in your face like that. That's cool. And of course there would be differences.
It's battle music.
Oh, so are all of the I'm assuming there are different pairs of battle and explore tracks and they're
Yes.
all the same length or
Mm,
essentially the same track but done in a different way and it's
I'm assuming so. From what I can see from the playlist, it seems to
ah,
be that
that's
way.
cool. That'll make
Yeah.
comparison really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next one is called Civil, and we'll start with the Explore.
Civil.
Civil, yes.
Theremin?
Maybe we're trying to negotiate with like other races. I don't know.
With a theremin.
And be civil. Yeah. Of course. That's how you communicate.
Oh, so marshmallowy. I feel like it's the arpeggios and the melody are still very much centered on just two chords.
Mm.
Whoa, that's different. Whoa. Ooh. We finally get some like major 7 chords. Ooh, that's different. D minor. Ooh. That's so cool. I think they varied that melody there too.
Hmm.
This one had like a lot more tonal center shifts. You know how I was like, oh yeah, this is okay, another one where it's just based on 2 chords. Wait, really?
Mm.
So the beginning when it's all nice and fluffy,
Mm.
it's just E major, D, E major, D. So it's in A major. And I was like, oh, I wonder how they're going to build it texturally. Then there was that really cool part. Just came out of nowhere. Okay, before we move on to that cool part, I mean, all of it was cool. So I think the beginning, it's in A major, but the chords hang around the 4 and the 5. So the E major, D major. And then something shifts here. So the chord progression is A major 7. The first appearance of a major 7 chord, by the way. G major 7, F major, and then A minor, but in the second inversion. There's a bit of tonal shift there. And then it goes back to the major. So it's G major, but in second inversion as well. And then the whole sequence starts again. So it actually goes from the G major to the... Yeah, that's so colorful. I wasn't expecting that sort of chordal color. It's the color of not just having different chords, like more than the 2 to 4 bass chords that everything else is built on, but it's like major 7 chords. It's like this unexpected tonal complexity. Major 7 chords, I mean, it's the root, and then you have root chord with the 7th on top, major 7 on top. They tend to be they're just more ambiguous because it has that clashing major 7th interval. And it just came out of nowhere. Like it added this rich harmonic texture to the space soundscape that we haven't had before. Yeah, it was so cool. I was very tickled. It was, in my mind, I was imagining it's like in this world. Wait, I'll go back to where it actually happens. It's like you're just kind of trekking around. Nothing unexpected yet. And they're like, whoa, this is weird. What is this weird planet? Like you've just suddenly discovered something intriguing or different about the environment. Maybe like, I don't know, you've peeled back a leaf and you've seen that the sky is a different shade of purple or whatever. I don't know. It's just, there was just a very, very clear transition through the chords from the known and the unknown. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, that chord progression that they use is really nice as well. I mean, I'm a sucker for major 7 chords.
Yeah, no,
and then
it's
they switch between major and minor as well in the same progression. That was nice. Smooth. A smooth bass line.
I was gonna comment. So Tommy has sent me like a note, like a
these like
document
little
from
like
the
golden nuggets from Tommy.
yeah no, it was from the composer that commented on the music. So this is like one of his most, so he had a list of like his most proud tracks, and this one, his comment was simply because it's a fun track and each section flows nicely into the next. It's the composer's comment.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Because, I mean, the first part, it's like 4 and 5, and that transitions so smoothly into the A because it goes to the 1, but in an unexpected way.
So I'll throw those out when we get to the tracks.
Okay.
Comment on.
Yeah. So is it safe to say this was his most favorite track that he composed? Or it's kind of like
he has like a
standout?
list 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, he
5,
ranked
6.
them.
Yeah, 6. No, there's no rank. It was just like a list with small comments on like the ones that it's like it just wrote, here are the tracks I'm most proud of, and then name of track, comment, name of track, comment. So I don't think it's in rank.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe they also have a fetish for major 7 chords.
I mean, we'll find out as we listen to more of the music.
I hope so.
Should we listen to the battle version and see how it's different?
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do that part.
All right, let's go.
Here we go. Percussion, do your thing. Set us up for a fight. It's always a different instrument, isn't it? Like, it's definitely a different type of percussive sound. Whoa. It's definitely a lot busier. Whoa.
Ooh.
That is a super sharp distorted synth. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's so weird. It's like the lull in battle. Like when everyone has to recharge their, PDCs, reload missiles and stuff. Hey, it's that thing again. Da-da-da-da-da.
Is it? It felt like it's missing something from the Explore version.
This part?
Yeah. Now it's just like the bass, like.
Yeah.
Because I think there was supposed to be another melody that happens in that section.
Well, there's no time for pretty things in fights.
Wait, no, we're gonna have to go back to Explore
Okay.
because I swear, unless I'm gaslighting myself. Be like,
Okay, let's go back. Let's go
Yeah.
back.
Like towards the end, like, yeah. Because there was this melody.
Yep, the bass is there. They definitely boosted the bass a lot more in the battle track.
This.
Yeah,
That's gone.
It's this way too pretty for a fight.
Yeah, but it's like instead of using a different instrumentation to do the same thing, it's just gone.
Yeah,
Like it disappeared.
yeah.
I was like, wait, I swear there was like to me it was kind of like I felt like it was like a dialogue between two different races or whatever, but like one is just now gone.
They are annihilated.
Yeah, oh, I guess because it's battle.
Yeah, that is really cool. You could read into it
Yeah.
any dozen ways. That's actually really cool. What do you think?
I enjoy the percussion, the
Yeah.
introduction of more percussive. I think both are great. Like
Yeah,
both are great.
I liked that they use like it's not static. Like they use these very sudden dynamic shifts between like it's soft and then loud and then soft again. It's kind of like the ups and downs of a space battle. Because again, just totally basing it on the sci-fi shows that I've watched. It's like when you have two spaceships bearing down on each other, ready to engage in a fight, and then they meet. There's that escalating intensity when they're just getting in range of each other. And then there's that first shootout where they try to at least like immobilize or if not totally annihilate the enemy first go. And then if that doesn't work, they kind of have to circle back to each other, during which they will, reload or assess any damage to the ship in that first shootout before they engage again. So it's kind of like, I like how that in-between time was also reflected in the music, where it's a little bit, the percussion cuts out a bit and then you start again. I was also curious to see how they'd handle that really pretty major 7 lead progression. As we go back to the battle one. This thing, I don't know.
Out of tune.
You know what? It's funny. Well, you know what?
Oh.
If you like really squint your ears hard enough, it's actually following the arpeggio progression that was laid down, but it's just super distorted.
But is it in tune?
Yeah, so da 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 da. Oh no, it's way distorted, but you can still tell that it's still following the dun 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 dun. But it's just
Following the
way.
pattern, but it's
Yeah, and then it just kind of goes out on its own.
It's like they're not on the same page anymore.
Oh
right?
no,
Like
it's a bit whack.
Yeah, it's just like, here's where we are, here's where they are. It's just like, nope, we're not on the
Well,
same
yeah,
side.
as happens in battle, your battle plans never go according to, when you have those simulations or practice fights and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
They never go to
Things are
plan.
going really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, poorly.
But then it kind of cuts out into the major 7 chords are coming. It's so funny.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's still quite pretty, but with a lot less reverb. So it's much less ethereal than the Explore track. And of course, it's laced with that very stressful, I don't know, hi-hat thing. Yeah, so it's like, ugh, I want to enjoy this beautiful scenery, but I have to like shoot that other ship down first. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was really cool. I love these differences.
Yeah, it's fun. Next one is called Cosmos.
Ooh.
Ominous.
Yeah. Like guttural.
Yeah.
It sounds like distorted, scary strings.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be part of a horror movie.
With a weird drone flying around.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like tremolo strings, but electronically distorted.
Water sound?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It's pretty. It's creepy and pretty.
Maybe we just
it
landed
sounds
on
like
a new planet or something.
Yeah, it sounds like those. You know how you play those bowls of water, like the glass reverb instrument.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there's those strings. They're a lot clearer now. Sustained strings are always so epic. Huh. What's that?
I don't know.
It's like rhythmic plodding. Do you feel like it's a sound of someone walking in a very heavy spacesuit?
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was like a dinosaur walking, but we're in sci-fi, so
A
probably
dinosaur in
not.
space. Maybe you've traveled back through time. Like in Cosmos, you know, in Space-Time Odyssey? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson? You know how he goes back through time in that weird spaceship?
I don't, but continue.
Okay. Hang on. Some other noises too. Can you hear that like white noise as well?
not just the
There. Like this
Oh.
sort of slight crackly noise.
I think so.
Definitely puts you right there. I think so. The rhythmic plotting, yeah,
Mm.
someone walking in a spacesuit. But then the white noise is kind of reminded me of what someone would hear inside their spacesuits. Like, there's all this constant white noise because you have
Mm.
like life support systems in the spacesuit and like,
Yeah.
comm systems and all that. Do you feel like this is sort of the most ethereal, sort of ambient track so far? Because you didn't
I
have like the rapid arpeggios. They
Yeah.
had the sustained strings, and I think at some point there were choral noise, like
Yeah,
choral
I was
people,
gonna say it
the
sounds like
choir.
choir. How I imagine it is like probably someone landed on the planet and is like at the start is just ominous because you don't know your surroundings. And then you find like, oasis or whatever. Like this part just seems like, oh, everything looks really
Yeah,
nice. And I feel like there's enough weird sound effects. Like, what the hell is that beep? Is your like
spacesuit
spacesuit?
beats being
Yeah.
like reporting back to Central Command. It's like we
Yeah.
found water.
Yeah. And it feels like the coral part seems like maybe they found like, oh, there's already civilization on this planet or something.
Mm,
I don't know what the thumping
it's just the
means though.
strings. There's that cello E
Yeah.
sustained sound. It does kind of open out gradually, doesn't it? Like
Mm.
civilization.
Like you just saw it in the distance and you're getting closer and closer to it.
Was this where the choral part came in? With the
Um,
strings?
a little bit late. I think it got layered
Yeah.
on, right?
Yeah.
There's the thumping.
Still walking.
Trotting along.
Here. It's kind of hard to tell. It's sort of a cross between strings and choral. I don't know. Yeah. It's a weird blend.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one.
Yeah.
It's very mood setting.
I feel like the earlier parts, there were just like small sound effects that felt like very distant, like there were things moving around. I don't know if you heard, I don't know where it is. Let
Like
me
a
go back.
scuttling kind of sound.
Yeah, or like murmuring this one whole minute of this one sustained note. Yeah. Right? Like it felt like there were like birds or whatever things like
Yeah,
moving.
like life forms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That weren't exactly in your face, but they're like you can tell that they're there.
Yeah. I like this one.
Yeah.
Should we go
We
to
could
the battle
be
track?
Yeah, we'll go to the battle track. I'm like, we could be completely off and this is just like they're still in space.
But
I don't know.
it's what makes us feel,
Yeah.
It is very like lovely and lush. Sort of what
Yeah.
is lush sounds. Yeah.
Alright, battle, let's go. Oh, already tense.
Now I just feel like we're being hunted. Or maybe we're hunting someone.
Yeah.
It's like rapid staccato pulses. The heart rate's up. excuse me.
Bless
Stress. I knew I sneezed because of something. I could sense impending stress. That's so cool. Very Matrixy.
you. Mm.
Ooh.
Is that new? I feel like that sounds new.
Yeah. Oh, well, I feel like there's bass sounds to every track, which is kind of amazing.
There's a beat.
Also, that slapping sound is really in your face.
Yeah.
Like the hitting, it's really forceful.
Like different percussion sound.
Mm. What? Whoa. Ooh. I really like the panning of that synth. It's like we're actually moving with it. Yeah, it's going everywhere.
Yeah, I'd say both sides, but one side is like longer sustained notes, with the other side's
Yeah.
like flickering around.
Oh, that repeated dun 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 dun. Definitely adding to stress. What? Whoa, what's happening?
I don't know.
The bass. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. The bass is almost, I don't know, whimsical, celebratory. I don't know. Did we win the fight? That's so
Maybe.
funny.
We took over.
What was that? 154. 154. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. That was trippy.
Yeah. I mean, did you realize that there was no more choral sound?
I know I did not. I was like really taken
Enjoying
by the sudden
shift.
vibe changes.
The second half felt like it was completely different from the Explore version.
Yeah, there were just these couple of points where the vibe of the track completely changed. Just like in hardcore battle mode with the percussion and the, reverb and
Yeah.
minimal melody. But then all of a sudden, these like, I don't know, weird traveling synths. Like the first weird bit was this part.
Yeah.
It just like came in.
Did it do that? Da, 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 da. Like it happened in another track, wasn't it?
And then the last part was this bass line. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. So what is that? That is like boom, boom. No, it's minor. Dun dun. So A flat minor, A flat minor, and then to the 5. E flat, D flat major. So dun 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 dun. I don't know, it just sounded so like suddenly regaining, because for most of the first part of the track, it's not, you don't really have a strong tonal center, but then suddenly you have this such a clear like boom 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 boom, 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 boom. It's like, and also it's like the 1 to the 5 to the 4, 4, and then back to the 1 again. Let's go 1, 5, 4, 1, and it's like the most solidly resolved chord progression ever. And because it just caused such whiplash, because it just took all of the menace out of the first like half of the track. There's no more menace, no more danger, and now we're just like boom, 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 like just like happily bouncing along. It was really weird.
Probably because we won.
Probably because we won. I don't know. I feel like we should feel bad.
Yeah,
just did some
we
colonizing.
took over this planet. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any part you wanted to compare with the Explore track?
Just the second half was just completely different, so I don't even know how to compare this. I feel like this track, other than maybe like the first minute where you get that 1 minute of sustained notes and with added percussion, it felt like everything else was just different. Whereas before, like the Explore versus Battle, it feels like there's like, you can tell it's still like the same track and then there's like variations. Whereas if I heard this track, but only the second half, I would not be able to tell it's the same as like the Explore version.
A bit more stuff in there. I did want to check out when the stressful part started. So you've got the creepy part at the beginning.
Yep.
And this is when I sneezed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this like synth. Okay. So what's happening? Can we go back to the Explore track? What's happening there? The Explore track. Oh, it's the water sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. Same environment, very, very different feels.
Next one's called Deepspace.
Ooh.
Oh, getting further and further.
Yeah.
Another ominous sounding track.
I mean, or maybe it's just space.
Maybe.
Okay, no, that's creepy.
It's like we're playing a stealth mission.
I know, it's like there's nothing out here.
Yeah.
Whoa. What was that though? Sound like a whale. A space whale. Or ghosts. Like some kind of lost ghost civilization.
Yeah.
Ooh, that kind of just tickles your ear, doesn't it? In a creepy way.
Yeah.
Do you think there's life in deep space?
I don't know. I feel like there's just be other drones from other like alien races that's already been here before you, and you're just like, am I being watched? Maybe I'm being watched.
Am I being watched?
That's what it feels like. It's like, ooh, it's like weird tension.
Is this causing you to have paranoia? Is this making you paranoid?
Maybe.
It's definitely the weird groaning sounds. It's like maybe it's actually just your own spaceship, but it sounds like something else.
Yeah, maybe it's just everyone sleeping. Right? It's just like, oh yeah, it's so quiet. Everyone's asleep. That's it.
How do you feel?
Very. I don't know what battle's gonna be like.
I know.
Like what
I
was
look forward
that? It
to
was
it.
just like it just felt like we're in the middle of nowhere and just like there's nothing there except you feel like something is there. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's gonna wake up in the battle track. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, okay.
I felt like this track could just as well be a deep sea exploration track. So instead of like the
Yeah.
groaning, I immediately thought whale. That's what it sounds like
Yeah.
underneath. Or the kraken, who knows?
Mm.
Space kraken. I mean, obviously, there's nothing solid chords wise, melody wise, or rhythmic wise to grasp onto in this one, which I think is like the first track where there's really almost nothing except
It's
for the
it's
ambience.
just
Yeah,
yeah.
which is
Which
perfect
fits
because
because
yeah,
it's deep
you're
space.
it's very weightless or this sense that
Yeah.
like time is being it's stretched almost or it's very like your mind is kind of playing tricks with you because there's nothing out here and you're just
Maybe
so
we're in
far
a black
away.
hole.
Maybe. Yeah, just
Maybe.
mystery. There were like there's just a lot of again white noise. I don't know, sound effects that kind of simulated, I don't know, electromagnetic pulses or something or
Mm.
emission.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did think it was
Yeah.
very cool how they played with the white noise. Like sometimes that was where the texture came in. So
Yeah.
I don't know, just pick any part. It's like sometimes
It's like
they'll
rumbling.
they'll thicken the white noise. They also do a tiny bit of like pitch shifting on the white noise. So it's like they will hit. There is a bit of pitch there, but it's obviously very white noisy. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
does a good job of.
Oh, this, yeah.
It does a good job of
Yeah.
reproducing, I think, the more psychological experience of space exploration because it can really mess with your head, right? It's like the sense of time and space really gets messed with. I do want to see how they do the battle version.
What is this? Oh.
Man, I feel like they've definitely intentionally not used the exact same percussive instruments or effects for each different battle track.
Sounds like hitting a pot.
Yeah, or just more metallic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're banging a trash can lid. Or like two metal
Yeah.
lids. Yeah. Ooh, I really like that crescendoing metallic whack. Dun 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 dun. That's cool. Okay, leaving just that hi-hat is surprisingly eerie. Ooh. there. It's a thwacking noise.
Ooh.
That's a dirty, dirty synth.
That's like, you're in deep shit now. There's like those, what are they called? Like the thing that monks whack.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I just didn't say it because I also don't know what it's called. It's like,
Yeah, I was like,
it's
I
not a
don't know what
wood
it is,
block, but there's round things that are wooden.
Yeah.
And they do it
They
when
are
they're
wood and
chanting.
yeah. And it's just like pum 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 pum.
I did. Look, I love a percussion heavy track. But yeah, that thing at the end that you and I don't know the name of,
Yeah.
that monks use, it keeps the 4/4 common time signature very precisely because it's like boom, 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 boom. So I felt like it ended up highlighting just how not regular and how very complex and very syncopated all of the other percussive parts were. So I liked that.
It was so hard to keep track of like might be the hi-hat?
When it's just the hi-hat and...
Yeah. Just like the emphasis beat was just like, it just felt like it changed. It's just
cool. Yeah, but everything's just pulsing in on different like eighth notes.
Yes.
That's like monk thwacking is like your guide. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and this part. Whatever this sound is. It's intense.
I mean, I could imagine like all of those simultaneous complex rhythmic patterns that are kind of like sort of weaving in and around each other and interlocking with each other. To me, I don't know, I was kind of imagining like when you're in a space battle, there's like all of these moving pieces and all these competing technological systems that are involved. And you have like, if you have a fleet, for example, you have multiple ships, you have different weapon systems firing, you have individual missile trajectories that need to lock on. So like all of that requires just these very precise mathematical calculations in order to land a successful hit. They require very fine engineering and precision to work. So I kind of felt like that was the thwacking of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it's kind of keeping time while everything else is going whack around it, trying to land a hit. Yeah. That was cool. I like that.
That was great. I like the contrast between Explore, which felt like there was like nothing there, and then Deepspace is like, here we go.
It's like controlled chaos. Yeah, controlled chaos. Yeah, barely controlled chaos.
The amount of different types of percussion that were used, and I like how it rings, if that makes sense. It's like, it's
the
not
reverb.
Just like the reverb of like the hit, but then you know how like, for example, like hi-hats or like cymbals and stuff, that it has that ring to it. It was cool.
Next track.
Next track is called Debris Explore.
Ooh.
Maybe it's like destroyed spaceships and you're like looking through them.
Yeah, because this one is sounding like a more peaceful one. Like everything's already destroyed and you're kind of just flying through space debris, space trash.
What was that? It sounded like
a radio transmission.
Yeah, a transmission.
Comms. Yeah. More tremolo strings.
Also has this bubbly noise.
Bubbly noise.
Like,
oh yes.
Well, like, you know, ocean kind of. I can't replicate it.
No, I hear it.
Mm.
There are a lot of glassy, crystal, chime-like sounds.
Mm.
I interpreted the sort of bubbling sound that you're hearing as sort of like the humming of an engine. I don't know.
Mm.
Just,
Flying through.
yeah, like slowly flying through.
Yeah, navigating through like a sea of death.
But it's so pretty.
But it's also like it sounds really sad. Like there's like dead bodies all around you, probably. Like
Yeah. Everything's so muffled. Hmm. You think this one's sad?
I don't know. It gave me a
I
very
agree.
like sad tone.
It gave me a feeling of fragility. I think it was
Mm.
all the crystal chimes and all that.
Mm.
It's, I mean, I think the tremolo strings also added to that feeling as well. Like the
Mm.
it's like even as we're exploring a very alien landscape, you kind of feel like, it's very isolated and I'm all
Mm.
alone. Yeah. But I like that there are tracks like this where, because again, when I think of space and like all the stories around space and stuff, a key theme that always comes out is like human fragility. Because
Mm.
it's like in space, you have none of the usual support systems that you normally would have on Earth
Yeah.
or in any other civilized place. You're
Yep.
just out there trying to survive infinite
Yeah.
space. And I don't know, depending on like how well supplied your ship is or like what facilities you have, it can be,
Mm.
space is super psychologically isolating, but it's also really beautiful, you
Mm.
know. It's like the sublime, you know. It's
Mm.
like you kind of look at and you get this sense of wonder and of how small you are as a human,
Mm. Yeah.
even as you're flying through, as you called it, a sea of death. Well, that would make you think a lot too about your own human fragility.
Yeah, it's just like that could have been me.
Yeah, exactly. That was like getting pretty deep.
It'll be funny if the game
Yeah.
has like there's nothing like this.
We're just like going off the deep end.
Yeah, people who are listening are
Okay.
just like, you guys are thinking too much. Game is the, it's just like
You're just flying, you're just
spaceship
picking up
fighting.
supplies. Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing's
yeah.
going on. That's fine. Music, you're meant to let your imagination go wild.
Shall we listen to the battle version?
Yes.
Something's gonna attack us.
The
Oh,
debris is suddenly going to reassemble itself.
that's so it like decrescendo. Something.
Yeah, it's accented and then it's like,
Like, yeah. There's a comms.
ooh. Ah. It's like sandpaper on my ears. That's cool. Oh, I like it. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, wow, they've really put the theremin up
Yeah.
front.
Ooh.
That
That
was also
note.
in the Explore track,
It
but
was
kind of
in the
tucked
explore.
away.
Yeah.
It was a lot more tucked away.
Because I remember that note made me go, ooh. That's it. I don't think we've heard that sound effect before, right?
The
Have we?
the hi-hat?
No, there's like a sound effect that keeps happening on the left.
Oh,
Alright, let me go back. There was like a. It just does like one note. I know, it swap
oh,
sides.
that the.
No, it's like very short.
Okay, I don't know why I can't.
Really?
I will take your word for it. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of sounds. Is it a sound effect or like a pitched sound?
It sounds like a sound effect. And I don't know how to describe it. Maybe I'm just hearing things.
No, I think
It's,
like different people pick up on different sounds. Like the way
it
our
just,
ears are.
yeah. I guess like maybe you're listening to like chords or bass. I'm just like, well, that sound effect jumped out at me because I've never heard that before.
I mean, I'm just concentrating on the now muted like chimes because I think it's really cool how in these battle tracks, there's always something that's tucked away in the back or more muted in the explore track, and then they bring them out to the forefront in the battle track. So in this one, it will be the theremin. They mute other things in the battle track. So the chimes and the like the
Yeah.
glassy, pitches and stuff, they're still here in the battle track. They're just a lot more muted. It's kind of like again, it's like, oh, we're in this wonderful place that I want to explore, but we got to focus on winning this fight first. I like that. It definitely helps with the continuity, but it's also really fun picking out actually, that was there the whole time, but
Yeah.
now it's coming out. You
Anything
have any more
else?
thoughts?
Just again, so many different instruments in just one track. And it's really cool, especially like
Yeah.
different percussive sound. When, I don't know, when you listen to songs, I guess, it's the standard drum kit most of the time, unless you listen to like orchestral, but even then it's like the standard
Or
like
D&D.
timpani, bass drum kit,
Yeah.
like,
And
you
there's not
know.
many effects
m-
applied to your
Yeah.
standard
Marimba, xylophone,
crackers.
like that's still in use. But then this feels very different in terms of the percussive instruments chosen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or it's like there's already a huge list of different types of percussive instruments, but then all of these hundreds and thousands of different
Mm.
effects you can apply to them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Yeah.
And I think what makes it even better is that he's using it together. So it's not like, oh, this track uses this one different percussive instrument, and this track uses this one other different percussive instrument. No, it's like basically throwing like 4 or 5 different percussive instrument in this one track.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's why it creates like this very like surround sound environment. It's
Yeah.
very three-dimensional because you
Yeah.
have all those different timbres just like,
Mm.
rubbing up against each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool. Next one is called Engi, I think, and there's a little bit of a context is that Tommy has written some of the tracks are named after the various alien races in the game, and they have like different
Ah.
characteristics, and so he is curious if you can figure that out. So Engi is one of the races, so we're gonna see if we can figure out what
Engi.
I think
Okay.
that's how we pronounce it, but yeah, so we
Okay.
can get
Challenge
started.
accepted.
Yeah.
We started with a minor version of the beginning of Debutante Ball. They must be fans of Suisei.
I'm pretty sure all of these OSTs are composed like back in like 2013 or something.
They knew she was coming. Ooh. That went in a different place than I expected.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't this sound kind of like a space lullaby to you? Like,
I was
it's
gonna
very
say
music box like.
music, yeah.
Da, 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 da. Even that melody is. It's a long enough phrase. Longer phrase than usual compared to the other tracks, but also short enough for it to repeat. Kind of like the way music boxes do.
But then sitting on top of like ominous sound.
Yeah. It's almost like nice counter melodies as well. And it actually resolves. It's resolved very nicely.
Yeah.
That was what? When the melody came in, all this, ambient stuff, I was getting ready for something weird. And then that weird noise kind of fades out a bit. I mean, it's still there underneath it later. I was like, that's odd.
But it's weird because there's like a weird distorted noise on the music box sound as well. Like towards the end of the sound, it will be like duh, and it does something to that sound. Or maybe it's at the start. I don't know.
Well,
like there's a weird sound effect that like
there's a bit of distortion on it.
Yeah.
At the ends. I think this Explore track is also different to a lot of the other Explore tracks in that there aren't many complex or layered arpeggios in this one. Instead, you kind of just get this very simple, emotional, very peaceful melody in a minor key. What is it? What key? Let me just figure out what key it is. Sounded like A minor? No, B minor. There was also later a counter melody, this bit, like a more electronic counter melody, but it's still nice. Goes very well with the original melody. Honestly, it sounds like something that I'd play to a baby to get them to fall asleep. If I was an alien, this sounds like.
Okay.
Yeah. That's very surprising.
So what do you think this alien
what
race
race?
is like?
I guess that they're just very peaceful. It's the lack of the rapid arpeggios that I'm like, oh, that's really weird. Because usually when you have even a nice sounding melody, there's always this other stuff that's going on around it. But nothing here. It just was a really nice, well-rounded and resolved lullaby melody. So maybe they're just not really into fighting that much.
Yeah.
They
maybe.
do they have a battle track as well? Like, or is it just
They do.
I mean,
yes, there's a battle track.
okay. Maybe that would be interesting to see how they turn that lullaby into
maybe there's like two different, like when they're at home and not fighting, this is what they're like, and the battle mode could be like completely different. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, let's go to the battle mode and see what it sounds like. Very electronic kind of
Mm.
thing.
What? What is this? Is funky synth bass line? That's super funky. We haven't gotten a funky bass line like that in the other ones. Okay, so they still do fight. Got the percussion there. And the lullaby's gonna come in soon. No, what? It's just the hi-hats.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the percussive elements, they're not that graty or like hardcore
Yeah.
compared to the other ones again.
I guess maybe they're not a very aggressive race to begin with. Like
They just want to sing
defending.
lullabies to their babies.
Yeah, they're like, we're fighting outside to defend our baby.
Their melody definitely has the most shape out of the other melodies that we've heard when there was a melody.
Yeah.
I like this race.
Yeah.
It seems like they appreciate fine arts and they'd rather make music and grow crops than fight. Because what's weird about the difference between this battle track and the previous Explore track is that I thought the focus of both tracks was the same. It was that lullaby,
Yeah.
because that was a prominent thing in the Explore track. And the same with this battle track. I was kind of
Yeah.
expecting it to be tucked away more behind a lot more percussive elements or some other synth. So
It was
that
still
was
there.
different.
Yeah.
Because in this battle track, you still didn't really shake off that feeling of this being a lullaby. It's kind of, and even when there was that heavy bass synth, like when the yeah, that was like super funky bass line.
Yeah.
Like maybe they just like to dance. They just want to party and make peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't fight until absolutely necessary. So it's kind of like a more passive, defensive sort of military strategy for whatever reason. Yeah, it was so striking. Especially, this was like, oh, that's actually kind of just the same with a bit of
With a bit more percussion
additional,
underneath.
hi-hats. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just like, oh, the melody is still there, lullaby sound is still there. Do you want me to reveal what the race is?
Oh, do I get a
like?
reveal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Tommy has sent me the paraphrase from FTL Wiki. So
Oh, okay.
Engi is a friendly humanoid race of mysterious origin. They're composed entirely of nanomachines. They're extremely intelligent and gifted at repairing spaceships and all forms of technology. Due to their composition, they are incredibly fragile and do not do well in combat situations.
Oh, so they are. They're like, I don't want to break.
Right.
Please
Yeah, I
let
don't
me
want to
go.
really fight. And so
I thought if they're made
yeah.
up of nano machines, wouldn't they be more flexible? I guess maybe not. They kind of have to be
I
held
mean, it means
together.
they break more easily, maybe. Like it's not
Oh,
sturdy.
okay.
Like I don't know, not sure.
Oh, that's so cute.
And the in-game mechanic is that their repair speed is 200% and combat damage is 50%.
So they are like,
Yeah,
they're
like,
not. That's not weakness. That's a different kind of strength.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just like repairing things.
They're not here
Ah,
to
that's
kill.
so cute. I was like, oh, well, that lullaby fits perfectly then.
And the composer did write a little comment. So again, another one that he's proud of is the Engi battle version. And he wrote, "When my childhood self imagined making music for games, this track is almost exactly what he imagined future Ben would be making. Good chord progression, a strange melody, and a cinematic sensibility."
Ah, yay. Go,
Yeah.
Ben.
The next one is also alien race called the Mantis. I feel like maybe
Well, isn't that
the
a giveaway?
yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say
who
like
knows? We don't know what
we don't know. Yeah,
mantises
we
are
don't know.
like in
Yeah,
space.
we will find out. Let's go.
Okay. Ugh. Yucky. I mean, it's not. It's just so dissonant.
Mm.
Dun, dun. This is not nice and consonant like the NG.
Ugh.
They don't care about beautiful melodic structure. Ooh. Okay. We're definitely back to the more like fragmented melodic snippets instead of those longer, nicely shaped phrases that we
Mm.
got for the NG. Ooh. There's something weird about this. Da, da, da. What scale is that? Or arpeggio? Well, this part sounds more like soft or tender.
Mm.
It's definitely a bit less dissonant.
Maybe they're nice to their own people.
Just to their own people.
Yeah. It's like everyone else
Us
can.
and them.
Yeah.
Are these the colonizers?
I don't know.
Da, da, da. There's something creepy about those melodic phrases. Other than the fact that sometimes they're distorted like this.
Mm.
Ooh.
Mm.
Can I go back to the
Thoughts?
beginning?
Yeah.
There's just I need to figure out why it's so dissonant to my ears.
Mm.
Aside from the distortion. Yeah, the what is that? The da da da. Okay. Wait. Yeah, okay, so that arpeggio that's playing now.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, so the melodic fragments and the arpeggios, they draw from like this scale. I mean, it's not really a scale. It's the D minor arpeggio, but with a weird like E flat attached to it. So it's D, E flat, G, B. Ooh. There's a weird half a step that's stuck onto the root, just like it makes a diminished interval. It kind of, and because they draw from that for most of the track, it kind of makes it harmonically asymmetrical and kind of creepy. Like when you normal arpeggio is like ba 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 ba, it's very like okay, that's fine, even though it's minor. But then when you attach like the da, 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 da,
so it's not a different mode.
It's dissonant. I don't know if it's a mode because it's really just an arpeggio with a diminished interval.
Okay. Yep.
It might be. I mean, there are like hundreds of modes, and I'm really rusty on my modes at the moment. Other than the ones that show up in Hololive tracks, I think the dissonance comes from that. It's that weird semitone. And then later in the track, I think they do add some additional notes, which is why it sounds a little bit more like melodically. Da, 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 da. That's that weird. Yeah, this is where they add a couple more notes, and it's like, oh, was this the part where you were like, maybe they are kind just to their own people?
Yeah.
This
sounds nice.
It does. Yeah, that's why I am sus on this race, because they're definitely way more dissonant if I were to compare it to the Engi.
So what do you think this race is like?
It's not as nice.
It's not as nice. Okay. Maybe we'll find out more with the battle version.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be like super aggressive. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like battle tracks reveal like what they hide and what they bring to the forefront. Sometimes I think reveals a lot more.
Let's go. Mantis battle.
It's a thick bass synth. No funk elements, so maybe they're just bad dancers. In a dance battle, they'd lose to the Engi. Okay, there's that creepy dissonant melody. Is it just me, or is this battle track way more chill than the other ones that we have
I was
heard?
gonna say, I was expecting something more aggressive, and it wasn't that.
It is still very creepy though.
Yeah.
Because of that dissonance and the like weird arpeggio. And it does have the rapid hi-hats. Kind of just plodding along. It's like battle is just like another day for them.
Yeah, like it's the norm. Like it's almost as
like
if
Sparta.
like it felt like compared to the Explore, nothing was hidden. Like it's like they just added percussive track, but nothing was taken away. So it's like this is their whole self. It's not like, oh, there's something hidden behind them. No, what you saw in the Explore is it's just them with percussion.
Yeah, because there's no like multiple layered rapid percussive parts that serve to ramp up the stress,
Yeah.
like in the other battle tracks.
Yeah.
Like the tempo is still fairly moderate.
Mm.
I mean, other than the hi-hat, but then the hi-hat's kind of been like a common thread linking the battle themes.
Mm.
Hmm.
Am I just imagining? But after like the resolution note, there's like another extra note from like a cello or something. Or am I just mishearing things?
Da. I heard the da.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
D. The D.
Like, I don't know what note it is, but it'll like resolve and there's like another note after. Yeah. That.
Yeah. D.
Da.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like it didn't actually resolve.
That was weird. I mean, I have a theory
Yeah.
in terms of like what it might mean for the race
Yeah.
characteristics.
Which is?
So I feel like the reason why they
Mm.
didn't need to layer on the different intense percussion tracks
Mm.
like the other battle tracks do is because so there's that weird diminished scale. Okay, it's not a scale, but that weird diminished arpeggio plus a diminished interval. That already kind of does the job of making them very ominous.
Yeah.
Maybe. And maybe that's the thing that this race fights with. Like there's something because it was very obvious and kind of like how you said, this is
Mm.
us, you know.
Yeah.
There's something inherent in this race that they just naturally have. I don't know, some kind of superpower that they just are born with.
Yeah.
And that is their weapon. Like they're as opposed to because I feel like with the percussive tracks, it gave me the percussive tracks that they like add on that aren't in explore tracks are kind of like weapons, right? Like weapons, missiles, external weapons, external to the body or technological weapons. Whereas in this one, they're like, well, no, actually, we're kind of just born fighters because we already
Yeah.
have some kind of power and we don't need
Mm.
those things. I think there was also something weird. I'm
In
kind of
battle or
obsessed
explore?
in battle and the one that we
Mm.
I was kind of obsessed with the bass synth. Yeah, so that bass synth is very boom, 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 boom,
Mm.
boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
That's a D, E flat, and that's like the weird
Interval.
that's the that semitone is what gives me the heebie-jeebies. And that bass synth is literally just sitting on that diminished interval.
Mm.
Yeah, and there's like that's where the tension comes in. So they're not attempting to create a sense of tension in any other way, like not by speeding up the tempo across different parts, other than the hi-hats. Not by any other weird different timbres clashing against each
Instrumentation.
other. Yeah, it's just that
They're
weird,
already
creepy.
ominous.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want
That's
the
cool.
reveal, or is there anything else you want to
Yeah.
add? Okay, so the Mantis is a warlike race of human-sized praying mantis creatures. They
Of
are
course.
violent, aggressive, and rely on their sharp appendages over handheld weapons. They they fly their specialized warships and attack others indiscriminately, though some individuals can be friendly.
Oh, so they are generally, other than the few nice ones, the assholes of space.
Seems like it. They'll just attack anyone. I wonder how they control a
Yeah.
spaceship if their hands are
With their mantis.
mantis arms. Like, how do they hit things? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure they've evolved
I guess they
into
will design their spaceships in a
ways.
very particular way.
Yeah. And they don't need weapons. They are so that was right, like they are their own weapons,
They
I
are.
guess. So they
They
use what
have
was
their own
that?
weapons.
Their bodies?
Yeah, so
What
they
was it?
have sharp appendages over. Yeah, they rely on their
Yes.
sharp appendages over handheld weapons.
That is cool. You know what? When
Yeah.
I think about mantis, they're
Yes.
kind of like weirdly disproportionate, right? Like their body proportions is a bit
Mm.
weird. Like they have really big heads and small eyes and kind of
No, they
bulging in
have
different
big. I thought they
parts.
have big eyes and small head.
Is it big eyes and small heads? Yeah, must have gotten
Yeah.
it the wrong way. It reminds me of their
They're
weird
small body.
arpeggio. It's like normal arpeggio, but then it's way out of whack disproportionately because of that diminished
I'm
interval.
gonna look up
Super
what Mantis
unbalanced.
look like.
Yeah. So not
They have
only
like
is it
a
creepy and weird.
triangular head.
Oh.
And they're
Uh,
like the upper torso is like shorter, but their abdomen section is like super long, super big to like
yeah.
keep balance with the their arms, killer
Can't believe
arms.
it. I can't believe that we got what we got from just the battle track.
Yeah,
That was
because
so. I love moments
I
like
think
this. Yeah.
especially because we've listened to the previous tracks and every battle track was like intense. They added some sort of intensity or changed things. So this one was just like,
Mm.
oh, actually, it feels very much the same, but just with like more percussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great setup.
The in-game mechanic is their repair speed is 50%, so it's
Not
lower.
quite
Combat damage,
intellectual.
yeah, yeah, or they just destroy things. They don't care about repairing.
Ah.
Combat damage is 150%, and movement speed is 120%. Yeah,
So they're kind of like complete opposites of the Engi. And
I
the
guess so.
music definitely reflected that. Good job,
Mm,
Ben. That was so
yeah,
cool.
good job. Oh,
Uh,
also, there was a note from Tommy that said, humans are boring and therefore they don't get a special theme.
oh my god. Also checks out though. Like humans. Who cares about humans?
Yeah, we know what humans are like. We don't need a
You know
theme for
what?
humans.
Humans
It's
will
fine.
just have if humans had a I don't know if we'll get a human theme like,
No,
you know,
there's no
explore
human
better.
theme in this.
Oh, but if I were to write one, it would just be like
Oh,
the
if you
Royal
were to
Road
write.
progression over and over and over again. Royal Road progression and I don't know, normal drums. Yeah. Just
Yeah, drum
basic.
kit,
Everything basic.
guitar,
Yeah.
bass.
Bad brass.
uh,
Yeah.
yep. I don't. Brass is cool. Maybe don't
No, I
add
said
brass.
bad brass synths.
Oh,
Like, you know, the
bad
cheap
brass.
ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for Mantis?
No, I'm just chuffed. I'm just really happy that you can get this sort of information from music, like with no
Yeah.
context, like at all. That's really cool. I live for these
Yeah.
moments.
Okay, so the next one is called Colonial, and it's not
Is that
a
a
race
race?
track. No, it's
Oh,
not a
I
race. I
was like,
think we're not gonna
okay.
have a race track for like another 4 tracks. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That was fun.
yeah,
I
we're
mean,
back
these are fun too.
to ambiance. Maybe we'll see. All right, let's
We
go.
will see. Oh, I like this one. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's weird.
It reminds me of
This one's
Zeus
using.
from Epic.
Reminds you of what?
Zeus from Epic. Remember?
Ah.
Thunderbringer had this 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 4.
It's using the irregular 16th note division, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's very thin, like string sounds. And also very sparkly.
There's an interesting sound effect on it.
Yeah.
Glittery sound effect.
That kind of smatterings of it. Ooh. Okay, so the bass is doing the same irregular division, but this time with eighth notes, like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2. Well, there's that irregular 16th note division again. Very faint though.
Hmm.
Oh, that was an unusually pristine sounding instrument.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought it was like a woodwind. I don't know. I don't think it was.
I'll have to listen to it again.
Yeah.
Keep panning to different sides of the
Yeah.
left, right.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Where was it? Like around.
That right at the end.
Yeah.
So glassy.
And so distant.
I mean, it's just a very in tune theremin.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, what do you think about this one?
It felt like it went back to the layering of different instrumentation, like
Yeah.
slowly adding more and more and more and more on top of each other.
Yeah.
And then have them
Yeah.
like do a relay kind of like with each other.
Yeah.
Like they interact with each other really well. But
Did
they
you like
were
the irregular thing? Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wait.
yes.
Yeah, so instead of like, so it's 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4,
Or yeah.
which makes
Makes
16. And then
16.
instead of the normal 4, 4, 4, 4 division. Yeah, it really gives it that like driving momentum because
Mm.
you have, it's like repeated 3 note groups and then you have the final 4
Mm.
pulse group, I
Yeah.
guess, which kind of like makes you stumble a bit. I don't know. That's like sort of space too, isn't it? Like it's like all these calculations and precision to get out
Mm.
there, and then there's always that element of unpredictability.
Mm.
But I thought there were also some beautiful, more delicate moments in this one too. I guess whenever the uneven like spacing of the pulses kind of faded out.
Yeah.
Was
interesting 'cause felt like there were moments where like it felt like this section ended and then something else started. I don't remember
Yeah,
where it was.
especially more towards the end. This bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a distinct
Yeah.
we changed.
Yeah, so none of the irregular division now. It's just like long sustained chords and little beeps and boops. Yeah, because you get those instruments that sound more like traditional instruments, just again distorted,
Yeah.
like either strings or like that. You'd even heard a little bit of vibrato there, like. Oh.
And then wait, that part it felt like everything stopped.
Yeah.
And then it started again. Yeah.
That's a nice vibrato. It's like a bit more human, you know?
Maybe this is the human track. They're colonizing the other.
The colonizers. Are the
Knowing
humans the
humans.
colonizers in this game?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a question. Maybe we'll know in the battle track. Like it'll be like, oh, that's a total colonizer move.
Yeah, yeah. Shall we listen to the battle track now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Humans.
So that's louder.
Asshole.
Yeah. That's definitely more like pronounced.
Yeah. It's like in your face now.
Yeah. Nice. Was it like,
I got it up.
yeah, quick stand? Ooh. Smash. Nope. Nope. It's very chopped up. I like this part. Sounds kind of sad, actually. And then this, it's almost like just that moment of contemplation. It's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't like wreck this land and the people. And I was like, nah.
Nope. Nah. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, back to this irregular division
yeah.
of 16th notes. Nah, we're gonna take it. I mean, that almost sounds like a war horn to me, you know, or like a.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Da, 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 that bit. I actually felt like both tracks again were quite similar to each other.
Yeah.
Like, other than, of course, the addition of the hi-hats, which is the usual, and then some of the other percussive sound effects. Because I think the prominence of the unevenly divided 16th notes already provided a lot of the tension already. Again, it's like when you are in the explore track, you are already exploring because it's colonial, right?
Yeah.
It's
You're
already a conflict-ridden land. So there's not much difference between the explore and the colonial, the explore and the battle tracks.
battle. Yeah.
Yeah, whether you are the colonizer, obviously, because
Mm.
you're invading a foreign land and you are most likely not welcome,
Yep.
or whether you are the colonized, because you have to deal with strange
Mm.
people trying to take the
Yeah.
land.
Are humans the evil ones? We all know from
Well,
history that.
yeah, humans will human.
Yeah. I don't know.
But so it would be interesting with compared to the Mantis, who were described as also a
Yeah. Well,
war-driven race.
right.
But do they kind of just like attack just for the sake of attacking and to consume resources, as opposed to humans who are attacking to expand empire? I don't know. Like maybe
Yeah.
they do it in a with more agenda, as opposed to the Mantis who kind of just
Mm.
like, yeah, like
Just
a
attack anyone. Yeah.
more piracy.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah,
Because,
I
I
don't know.
mean, Tommy didn't give me much on humans other than they are boring and they don't get a theme. I'm like, okay.
What's the word for someone who hates humans again? a misanthropist. That's right.
Yeah, maybe. Like maybe humans are the one that's like actively colonizing. So it's like they're taking over to gain. Whereas Mantis is just like, we attack anyone because that's what we do.
Yeah, we're assholes and we're proud of it.
Yeah, yeah. Which one would you prefer to
Mm.
fight? Mantis or humans?
Like fight against?
Fight against. If you have a choice for who's going to like attack you.
Um, Probably Mantis, because it seems like they're not as intellectually gifted. So maybe we can like do a run around them, get some bright shiny thing away from like your main city, and then they'll just go after that. And yeah. Whereas
Bait
humans will
them out.
scheme and plot and like, take
Uh,
more than what they need and all that.
the next track is called Wasteland. So again, not
Oh,
another race. It's
what are you
just gonna be
expecting
another.
for
Ooh,
Wasteland?
it's weird because I thought like one of the previous tracks were more like a Wasteland.
Oh,
Like
Deep
once,
Space?
yeah, Deep
Is it?
Space,
Yeah.
and I think there was another one, maybe Cosmos. I can't remember. That was just like the long sustained notes. It
Mm,
felt like a Wasteland. So I'm interested in whether they'll do something similar or they'll do
mm.
something completely different.
Either way, very sparse, sort of minimalist track.
Yeah, long sustained notes of
Yeah.
nothingness. It has that deep, ominous sound,
Yeah.
but it has more like
It has stuff though.
yeah. It's not completely nothing. It has that sound effect of something like breaking. Like
Mm.
the
Yeah, that. Maybe it's
but
like some slaves breaking rocks. Or like
oh,
foraging for scraps and stuff. I don't know. Well, that's like radio static. I don't know. It's like, please get me out of here. But no one's listening.
that sound reminds me of like can't remember if we did it in band or not, but like bowing like a metal. I think they used maybe like bowed a xylophone or something.
Mm.
That it has like bowing sound, but also a metal sound.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of something like a prepared piano, which is similar.
Oh, okay. But can it make that long sustained note?
That sounds threatening.
Yeah. Ooh.
Something approaches.
Yeah, like something's behind the corner and is about to. Like you can only see the
Yeah.
shadow.
It was a bit of rumbling noise as well. Like a
Yeah.
sandworm. In Dune, there are these like huge things called sandworms. They're like disgusting worm like slug things with mouths full of
Ooh.
teeth, and they can grow up to
Oh, yeah.
I think like 500 meters long, And the only way that you
Whoa.
can detect them is like from vibrations in the ground and like the sand that they throw out
Uh,
when they like burrow towards you. That's what that
ooh,
reminded me
okay.
of. Going back to the sound that you were talking about, I was thinking similar with a prepared piano, because prepared piano is like when you open up the lid and then you stuff like bits of metal or cloth or whatever in between the strings, and so when the hammers hit it kind of makes these weird sounds, and you can sustain it with the sustain pedal,
Oh,
obviously, with like post-production. But yeah, very creepy. Was there any
yeah.
like pitch there? Yeah, this one.
Hmm.
So what is that? D minor add 9. I always associate like any kind of pitch as some sort of life form. But there's
Yeah.
only that.
Yeah, it's very minimal.
Yeah. So maybe there is some life here, it's just hidden. Was that what you expected from a wasteland?
Um,
Uh,
yeah, I think similar. I guess so.
yeah.
I guess it's more like
Long.
because we listened to Deep Space already, and that's even more empty than this one.
Yeah. Long
Whereas this one
sustained
actually,
noises, some
yeah,
tones, mechanical sounds. Yeah.
yeah, there was more. It's not. Is it bell or chimes or like that?
Yeah. Whatever is chiming.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
more of that than I expected.
Mm.
So maybe there's some sort of life form that's in this wasteland. Battle shock. Let's go.
Yeah. The battle hi-hat is back.
Mm.
Ooh. What was that?
Mm.
That sounds more like traditional war drums, right?
Yeah, I was just about to say that sounds like a more stereotypical battle drum.
Human battle drums. No wonder why we're in a wasteland. It's because the humans have come through. Where is my D minor add 9? Oh, here. This is the gravy part.
Mhm.
This is the part where the thing you have no capabilities of defeating comes. You
Yeah.
just have to run. Ah,
Oh.
that was one of the more like bare or again more minimal battle tracks.
Very traditional percussion instruments compared to like the
Yeah.
previous percussive like instrumentation that we've listened to.
I mean, I'm always glad for the addition of those intense, like the battle drums, because otherwise it's like super creepy. I feel like that kind of
Yeah.
puts me more on edge when they're not there. Like I felt like the explore track was more like, ooh, yeah,
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
shiver up your spine kind of feeling. It was the probably the most straightforward track, I feel like, compared like,
yeah.
which is bizarre, but
I mean, not
I
that it,
mean,
it had all like the interesting layers of sounds and sound effects and stuff,
yeah.
but less layers, I guess. Much less
Mm.
layers.
But it fits because it's a wasteland, so there's not
Yep.
that much there.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so I think that's where we're gonna stop it for now. That's like the
yeah,
halfway mark.
halfway point. Yep,
Yeah.
19 tracks and there's 38 on the playlist. So
With more
just me
alien races to come.
with more alien races to
Yeah.
come. 4 more races, I
Okay.
believe.
Not including humans, because
Yeah,
we're not doing
not
humans.
including humans. Yeah,
Overall thoughts about the
it was
soundtrack so
great.
far?
I love it. Like just the instrumentation, like the choices of instruments, especially the percussion, is like amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Great.
I feel like my eyes, I mean, my ears more like are being open to all of these different types of sounds and effects and layers of sounds
Mm,
and effects that you can use for space. Because I guess
yeah.
my diet of space soundtracks is very limited to like the TV series. And
Mm,
often, if I cast my memory back in battle mode,
mm,
it's usually the typical battle drums or like, sometimes your typical grainy or like harsh synths and stuff. It's usually
mm.
the same, I guess, range of things you can use to
Yep.
create tension. But this
Yeah.
soundtrack, they definitely used a lot more tools at their
Mm,
disposal to create tension in multiple different ways, which I thought was really
mm,
impressive. To the point where you can pick out like differences and distinguish between different landscapes or race characteristics or whatever
mm.
the feeling it is that they're trying to convey. It's just a lot more nuance. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that.
I also like it's not a wall of sound. I feel like maybe because we've listened to
Yes.
certain songs, and it's just like that's too. They put too much sound effects, or they put too much instrumentation. That's like over, trying to like clashing or trying to compete with each other. Whereas this one felt more. If there were a lot of instrumentation, number one is like they slowly layered it on. So it's like you start with one, two, three, four. So it's like your
Yep.
ears already used to the previous one. So when something new adds on, it's like you're not trying to compete, trying to figure out, wait, what is happening right now? It's like, oh, yep, this one got added on, this one got added on. And then it's like, even though by the end there's a lot, you're not overwhelmed.
It's the magic, I think, of the composition itself is already very good, but then married
Mm,
with great production. I
mm,
don't know the magic that producers do with these things 'cause I have never like really studied user production properly.
mm.
But
Yep.
I've watched videos of music producers being like talking about how do you make a busy sounding track or how do you layer, I don't know, 20 to 30 different tracks on top of each other without it
Mm,
making it sound busy and like they're just all crowding each other out. And there's some magic that they
mm.
do to do that, like the good producers. I couldn't explain it. I'm just like, you're right. Like there is so much going on. But even in like the quiet, the more ambient soundscapes, there I'm sure there is like a lot of stuff going on. It just but it when it reaches our ears, it kind of just is like one unified
Yeah, it's not competing.
sound.
It's
Yeah.
not like trying to grab your attention away from something else. Like they synergize really well together. It really feels like the in terms of like composition, in terms of how many instruments are used, there's enough space
Yeah.
to um allow all of them to work together. Whereas I feel like some songs are just like there's too much competition. There's
Yeah,
like
it's like noise.
everything is
It's just
loud.
noise.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Really cool. It's really cool discovering something like this. We
Yay. Thank you,
will
Tommy.
Yes, thank you,
Edward, for the
Tommy.
playlist.
And we'll
Yeah.
continue next time with the rest of it.
Till next time.
Yeah.